Hello, good morning students. I hope you all are fine and safe at your home. So, according to timetable, today is Friday, our science class. So, let's continue our class. Today we are going to learn lesson number 7, energy flow in an ecosystem. Before start the lesson, let us recall our previous knowledge which we gathered. So here is some activity for you. See students, this is plant in this tray. See what is there. See in another tray. Observe it carefully. After observing, there are questions for you. What is meant by ecosystem? What are the different types of ecosystems? How interaction takes place between the biotic and abiotic factors of an ecosystem? So students, by observing these three activities, you have to answer these three questions which you have learned in the earlier classes. So think over it for 2 minutes. As I have told earlier, this is a very good facility for all of you students, that you can stop the video whenever you want and think over it. Open the textbooks and try to answer the following questions. So, in this first case, you have to observe what are the biotic and abiotic components. In this second tray, there is water and some animals are there. So you tell the name, which ecosystem is there. In the third tray, what is there? Soil, some animals are there. In this tray also, you have to observe and write in your notebooks what are the biotic and abiotic components in these three activities. Make the column biotic, abiotic. Activity 1, activity 2, activity 3. So, you have to make the columns and write it down, the biotic and abiotic components of the three activities. So, you also tell and write in your notebooks what are the type of ecosystem also. Third questions, how do interaction takes place between the biotic and abiotic components of an ecosystem? So, I think you are able to write down the answers. So, please verify what you have written. The biotic and abiotic component factors and their mutual interactions constitutes the ecosystem. That is our first question answer. Second, what are the different types of ecosystem? Natural ecosystem, artificial ecosystem. Then natural ecosystem is further divided into two: terrestrial ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem. Then terrestrial ecosystem is further divided into three: forest, grassland, desert. Aquatic is further divided into marine and freshwater ecosystem. So here this one is grassland ecosystem. This is aquatic ecosystem. This is forest ecosystem. Is that clear, students? So with the help of these three activities, we have gathered what we have learned in the earlier classes. So let's move further. And third question, the biotic factors of the system includes, what are they? Common I am telling, plants, animals, then all these are called the biotic components, means all the living organisms. Here soil, water, air, temperature, all these are the abiotic components of a ecosystem. So through various biogeochemical cycles which we have learned in the 8th class, these biotic and abiotic factors of an ecosystem interact with each other, and these interactions are very important for the flow of matter and energy in an ecosystem. So let's see one more activity. In nature, see here, in nature, all these organisms are dependent on each other to meet their various needs. Their relations may be useful as well as harmful. Even a loss of single species have an adverse effect on the entire ecosystem. So let us introduce this activity. Some pictures are visible: grass, cow, then flowers, fruits, grasshopper, rat, animal, snake, cat, and holes are there in front of this. So you have what to do, which organism is dependent on which organism. So you have to put the thread like this. You can also make it at your home. This is very simple activity for creating interest, how to learn and understand the concept in a better way. So see here, these plant, these grasses, they depend and produce the food for the animals, humans. Is that clear? So they are dependent. Animals are also dependent on plants. Human is also dependent on plants. Grasshopper is also. If any one of these single species is not there because of some reason, then the whole ecosystem has an adverse effect on the ecosystem. So you see here, in this way you have to put the thread. This is dependent, cow is dependent on grass, then this cat is dependent on rat. So nutrition is available, means food, they depend on each other for the food, for the proper growth of the living organism. So students, this is very simple activity. You can learn easily. So let's now move further to our lesson, energy flow in an ecosystem. So we have already learned in the earlier classes the classification of living organisms according to the modes of nutrition into producers, consumers, saprophytes, decomposers. So let's consider an activity. One more activity. So see, students, this is a food chain. What is this? A simple food chain. So interactions go on continuously between the producers, consumers and saprophytes. So there is a definite sequence in these interactions which is called a food chain. Each food chain consists of 4, 5 or more links. So an ecosystem consists of one chain also and more than one chain also. So this is a simple food chain. See here, sun. From sun, solar energy. With the help of the solar energy and 4 factors, plants prepare their own food material. So here I have taken example. First, rice plant. It is eaten by grasshopper. Then grasshopper is eaten by frog. Frog is eaten by python. And this is eaten by hawk. And after the death of this animal, hawk, then there is the decomposition. Means decomposition is done by, see here, mushrooms, bacteria, various types of bacteria. So this is a simple food chain. Here also two pictures are visible, elephant and one banana plant. So this is also, it is also a simple food chain. See here, giraffe, trees. So it is a proper sequence where the interactions are going on, and this is called a food chain. Is that clear, students? So let's move further. Now come to the different types of food chains. Different types of food chains. So see students, this is the very simple activity. What I have done, I have pasted the pictures of animals, and here you are seeing plants are also there, animals are also there. So as in the earlier activity we have seen only one chain, but here what you are seeing, multiple chains. So let's start few examples. This is the wheat plant. What is that? It is a wheat plant. See here, and I have taken the different colors of threads. So let's start. This is, yes, this is grass, caterpillar. It is eaten by bird. See here, bird. Then hippopotamus, and then tiger. So see, this is one food chain. Is that clear? Now second food chain, starting from tree. This is also a producer. It is taken by goat, then here fox, and it is eaten by tiger. So this is second food chain. Likewise, see here, fruit, monkey, lion, third chain. Let's see another food chain. Trees, plants, grasses, all these are the producers. Then here it is grasshopper, it is eaten by frog, then goat, snake, peacock, and then tiger. So this is another food chain. Let's see. Seeds, grains, eaten by squirrel, eaten by cat, then with tiger. Another food chain. Let's visualize another. Grass, rabbit, dog, tiger. Let's see another. Grain, seeds, rat, snake, hawk. Is that clear? See another here, food and fruits and trees also are there. These are the producers, eaten by bird, snake, eagle, hawk. So here what we are seeing, the multiple food chains, and when multiple food chains are formed, they are interconnected at various levels. Thus a food web is formed. So an organism may be prey for many other organisms. Means, for example, an insect feed on leaves of various plants, but same insect is the prey for different animals like frog, wall, lizard, birds, etc. So in this activity also we see a web instead of a food chain. In the first activity, what we have seen? A simple food chain. Is that clear? But in this activity second, what we are seeing? the multiple food chains, and this network is called a food web. So students, here are 3 questions for you again. Is the number of consumers in a food web fixed? Think over it and write it down in your notebook, post it in your groups. What will be the effect on an ecosystem if only one of type of organism in it forms the food for several different consumers in that ecosystem? And third question, why is balance or equilibrium necessary in a food chain? So here are 3 questions. Think over it. You stop the video, again open the textbook, and from the textbook read it carefully, the related page number, and write the answer. Then again open the video and tally with further what I am telling. So first question, no, the number of consumer in a food web is not fixed. It varies in an ecosystem. Second question, what will be the effect of an ecosystem if one type of organism, if all the organisms depends on only one type of organism, so there is more dependency and there will be the competition among the consumers, and if the competition increases, there is an adverse effect on our ecosystem. Third question, why is balance or equilibrium necessary in a food web? So for third question, let's see an activity. It will become easier for you to understand. So see here, there are different cups. You have to arrange here, the names are written. So pick one by one. Here I am telling. So trees first are, you have to fruits, grass, algae. Is that clear? So these 4 are called the producers, as we have discussed in the earlier activity that plants are the producers. They prepare their own food material with the help of photosynthesis and 4 factors. What are they? Carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. So with the help of these 4 factors, they prepare their own food material. So all the cups, these are the producers. Now you have to arrange for example trees. Goat, trees are eaten by goat. Then rat, peanuts are eaten by rat. You have to arrange. Then deer, plants are also eaten by deer, then also by rabbit. So these are called the primary consumers. First level is the producer, second is the primary consumers, and these are again eaten by the another animals. So let's see what are they. Is that clear? So goat is eaten by fox. See here. Fox. Then dog. Then rat is eaten by snake. So third level, this is called the secondary consumers. Is that clear? Now coming to the upper level. Then eagle, arrange this. Then fox is eaten by lion, as we have seen this food web. So this is the tertiary consumer. These are the tertiary consumers. And after the death of these animals, there is a process called decomposition, and which is done by the decomposers. They are bacteria, fungi, mushroom, etc. So here what we have seen, the levels of food chain in a proper sequence. So here as we have told earlier, if any one of the species get lost, see what happens. If anyone gets lost due to some reason, what happens? The whole ecosystem gets affected. So here every species plays a very important role in the ecosystem. So these all are the adverse effects. So our third question, why is balance or equilibrium necessary in a food web? So every species is important because they are playing an important role for each other in the ecosystems, as we have learned that they are dependent on each other to meet their needs, whether nutrition, growth, whatever it is. Is that clear? So here you have learned about the food chain and the food web. I hope up till now you all understood this. Let's proceed further. So see here, our next topic is energy pyramid. So see here, there is a pyramid. Each level in the food chain is called a trophic level. See here, this is called a trophic level. So a trophic level is a step at which organism obtain its food in the chain. So the amount of matter and energy gradually decreases from producers at the lowest level to top consumers at the highest level. So see students, here there are the producers, then primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumer. So at the base there are producers, so the energy is more, and when it goes up to the top, means at the top consumer, it is at the lowest level. So in 1942, see here, this is the energy pyramid. So the first, what we have seen in this activity, that are the producers, first trophic level, second trophic level, then third trophic level. Is that visible, students? See here. So In 1942, Lindemann studies the food chain and energy flow through it. In 1927, Charles Elton proposed the concept of ecological pyramid. He also studied the study of tundra region ecosystem of the Bear Islands in England. Hence, this pyramid is also called Eltonian pyramid. So, the transfer of energy, see here now, the transfer of energy takes place at each trophic level, what we have seen here. At each trophic level, there is a transfer of energy. So, there are different levels of energy exchange in the food chain. The initial quantity of energy goes on decreasing. See here. The initial quantity of energy goes on decreasing at the energy level of energy exchange. So similarly, see here, they are producers, herbivores, carnivorous and top carnivore. So at lower level, how much energy is there? 10,000 kilocalorie. Now at primary consumer level, means second trophic level. See here, this is the first trophic level. First trophic level 1000 kilocalorie. Then at second trophic level 100 kilocalorie. Then at third trophic level it is remains only 10 kilocalorie. So see students, therefore the shape is pyramid. At the base it is broad, more energy. Then decreases the energy level and reaches on the top only 10 kilocalories. So here in this activity, see carefully, here the number of organisms are more at the producers, then becoming lesser at the primary, then secondary, then tertiary. So this pattern of energy exchange in an ecosystem, this pattern of energy exchange in an ecosystem is called pyramid of energy. And after the death of the apex consumers, their energy become available to the decomposers. What are they? Fungi and other microorganisms decompose the body of dead animals. So they are called the decomposers. So in the process of obtaining the food from the remains of the organisms, decomposers convert them into simpler carbon compounds. These substances easily mix with air, water and soil, from where they again absorbed by the plants and be incorporated into the food chain. Due to the food web formed, which we have seen in this activity, food web formed. What happens, students? This food web is formed by the various modes of nutrition, energy and the various nutrients circulate continuously in the ecosystem. Is that clear, student? So let's move further. I hope up till now you all understood these concepts. Now here, this pyramid, here 3 examples I have taken. Energy pyramid from a grassland ecosystem. So see here, at the base, plants are the producers, then grasshoppers, frog, snakes, hog. So this is a food chain. But in this food chain, energy flows from grasses, that is producers, to grasshoppers means primary consumers, then to frog means secondary consumers, and then to snakes means tertiary consumers, and then to apex means tertiary. So here the energy flows from producer to tertiary consumer. This is the energy pyramid of a grassland. Now here, energy pyramid of a forest. First consider the food chain. What is the food chain? So here grasses, plants are there. They are the producers. Then primary consumers means deer, cow, elephant, etc. Then tiger. So here also the energy flows from the producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers and tertiary consumers. This is the energy pyramid of forest. Now third is energy pyramid of a pond. So here see, first the food chain. What are the producers? They are the algae, phytoplanktons. Then they are the producers. Then the small aquatic animals, they feed on these algae, phytoplanktons, and they are the primary consumers. Again, these are eaten by small fishes. See here, small fishes, and small fishes are again eaten by the big fishes. So in this food chain also, the energy flows from algae to algae means producers, consumers, and up to the top, tertiary consumers. So here students, all these are the energy pyramid of forest, pond and grassland ecosystem. And let's see once again this trophic level, how much energy is there. At the base 10,000 kilocalorie, up to the top only 10 kilocalories left. So students, here from this what we conclude? Sun is the most important source of energy in any ecosystem. Green plants of the ecosystem store some of the solar energy in the form of food. Before reaching the decomposers, the energy is passed from one trophic level to another trophic level. So the decomposer dissipates some amount of energy in the form of food. So no part of energy ever returns to sun. So such a passage is referred to as a one-way, means unidirectional flow of energy. So students, in our today's class, with the help of very simple activities, we try to learn about the energy flow in an ecosystem, about the food chain, about the food web, how it works. So let's see one more thing. You cannot make the cups and all these things. So I have also made the very simple activity. You can make it in your copies also, students. Like this. This is a food chain. Maize plant eaten by grasshopper, eaten by lizard, eaten by snake, and it is then decomposed by microorganisms and bacteria. So see students, this is, you can make it in your copy in the blocks and try to understand the links. Here also second, grass, caterpillar, frog, snake, owl and further decomposed by the decomposers. Next food chain, algae, zooplankton, small fish, big fish, seal and decomposer. Again, here These are very simple activities. I hope you all understood our today's class about the energy flow and ecosystem. If you have some material at your home, you can also prepare like this with the help of these pictures. You can make in your notebook like this. These are the producers. These are eaten by herbivores. Then these herbivores are eaten by carnivores. Then they gets decomposed. So it is also a channel, a trophic level. Producer, consumer, primary consumer, secondary consumer. Is that clear? So your homework is to see the video carefully, open your textbooks, try to follow it, and write the questions of the answers of the activity based questions which I have given in the class also, and in your book there is also there. This is also there. So thank you students. We will meet in our next class.